Hello YouTube, Brent Peeler here with you, coming to you from Dumaguete City. Oh, it's another beautiful afternoon. It rained all day on us today, but that sun came out and finally cleared up. Now I just got to deal with the locusts, cicadas, the roosters, and the barking ass dogs, but I bet we can handle it. I was going to talk to y'all a little bit about staying motivated here in the Philippines. It can be hard to do, folks. I've been back about a week, and I really hadn't done a whole lot. We went to Bon Juan and stayed the night up there. We went out one night and had a little couples massage, which is awesome here in the Philippines because I think 450 pesos a piece, which is under $10 a piece, under $9 a piece. Hour and a half, just total relaxing massage. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about staying motivated, staying healthy, staying active. It can be hard here. It really is. Like I said, I hadn't done a whole lot. As a lot of y'all know, I had major surgery the 28th of May, and I'm still not over it. I was lazy before, but I'm really lazy now. I can't stay motivated to do a whole lot. So I find myself trying to dream up trips and booking stuff just to keep me a little bit motivated. Me and Sharina are probably going to go to Thailand or somewhere like that for Christmas. So I've been looking at tickets on that. Tickets are kind of up from what I remember. It may just be because it's a Christmas holiday, but whatever. But yeah, having a hard time staying motivated or wanting to do anything. So if y'all got that problem in the United States, just know that you'll have it here. And you could really get lushed up here because you know the cheap alcohol and that kind of stuff. I don't have to worry about the alcohol anymore. Boy, I used to. If I was where I used to be, I'd be on that bar stool and I wouldn't get off till Pedicab would have to take me home. Like I say, I retired from that, so that's not one of my worries. But getting out and staying active is. So I'm looking for things to do. I've noticed they've got a couple pretty nice little pickleball courts around here. But I may try to get into doing some of that. Like I say, I need to just get out of the house and get going. I've been trying to watch what I'm eating here the last few days. That's been hard because I've been eating like total shit for 4 months, and I've definitely gained the weight to show it. I think I'm at 235 now. I was bumping 240 a couple of days ago when I really decided to get serious about trying to watch what I eat. So I cut out the carbs, trying to cut out the sugar. I buy this. This is what I'm talking about. How you don't buy like just a box or a tub of coffee and stuff. These are probably the worst things in the world for you. I call it inmate coffee. Somebody asked me how I know about inmate coffee. No, I've never been to prison, but I worked at one for a long time. I was a farm manager for the state of Oklahoma at a prison, run a tractor crew there for about 15 years. But I said Keefy coffee or prison coffee in one of my last videos, and everybody just assumed, yeah, he's probably one of them that's been to the pen. And nope, never been. Probably should have been there a time or two, but never actually spent no time in the prison. But anyway, drinking this sugar-free coffee, and I make my own tea. I brew my own tea here in a little coffee pot, and just been using Splenda instead of sugar. And I'm wondering if that Splenda, Coke Zero, and that kind of stuff ain't probably harder on you than the other stuff. But I've got to change up my game plan a little bit because I'm getting fat, folks, fat as a tick. But Sharina's got me on this no-carb diet that she don't really understand. I told her I'm doing keto, so she's been keeping me fed, but she slips up more than I do. She'll be trying to hand me a cracker or say, no, you don't understand. Just one little fuck up and that'll throw me plumb out of, I don't even think I've got into ketosis yet. Just one little cracker, one little piece of bread, or that caldereta, or however you say it, that I like is good. She cooked me some more of that today. I said, baby, I can't eat potatoes and carrots. Just a little bit, she said, just a little bit. I said, no, not just a little bit. So I'm digging all the stuff. I can eat the bell peppers and onions and the pork steak out of there, but struggling, because like I said, I got used to that grandbaby's little routine. She'd get up. I've never been a breakfast kind of guy, but when I was back home for those 4 months, she'd get up and eat breakfast, and I was right there with her. I was either eating a sausage biscuit with cheese or waffles or you know, donuts. I'd make a donut run about 2 or 3 times a week. But yeah, and just sugar out there. I was buying cakes and cookies, and I paid for it. But when I got out of the hospital, I got down to like 192 pounds, and I was kind of concerned about that. Like I was getting too frail and so I was kind of on a mission there when I first started out. I'd been on I didn't get to eat nothing for about the first 8 days after my surgery. Then they progressed me through the liquid diet, and then I forget what they call it, where your food looked like it had already been chewed up. So I was struggling when I finally got out of the hospital. Matter of fact, my daughter, they told me I was puree diet, I think was what they called it. As soon as I got out of the hospital, my daughter took me straight to the Sonic, and I got me some chili cheese tater tots. And like my nurse said anything's puree if you chew it long enough. So I ate them tater tots and just thought I was in heaven. And I never looked back, folks. I was eating crap from then on. They'd ask me, you having any trouble with heartburn? And no, everything is fine. And it was awesome. I've been throwing up about every night for the past, not every night, but several times a week for the past, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. And so that's another thing that's kind of cost me, is everything's staying down, and all my nutrition's actually staying with me. And I'm so glad that I had that surgery, because like I said, I've had no heartburn issues, but I'm getting fat, and I got to watch that getting fat, because that is a trigger for me. So I've been fat, and I don't want to be fat again. It was hard to get off. So I want to maintain it, but I'm gonna have to find things to do that keeps me motivated. But when you're here in the Philippines with a pretty little Filipina here in the house with you, it's hard to get motivated to do a whole lot. You know what I mean? I hadn't even been up to Valencia. Usually we go straight up there and go to like the hot springs or the forest camp, go swimming. You know, just hang out. It only costs you $1 or $2 to go to places like that. So, but we have, in my defense, we have had a lot of rain here lately. So, not to excuse it completely, but I definitely need to stay or get motivated to do more. I have gone. I went. I did start my motorbike. It fired right up. Wasn't a problem at all. But I hadn't even rode my motorbike. I started it, turned the key off, and then I walked to the store just because I knew I needed to put some steps in. I got plenty of steps in when I flew out of LA, but as soon as I got here, I just kind of throwed her down in granny and just been coasting and not doing a whole lot. So I do need to find some hobbies. I've been thinking, you know, like I said, the pickleball and that kind of stuff. But like I say, if you're not disciplined, you can get over here and lush out, and that could be a problem. You know, your health will go to shit if you don't have nothing keeps you motivated and interested in. And being over here when you don't have like your own house and stuff to work on, say you're renting or whatever, well, you're not motivated to do a whole lot. A guy needs a hobby like planting a garden or something like that. And I may look into that. We don't really have, like you can see behind me, we got a lot of concrete here. So there's places on each side of the property that's got little strips of pretty good soil. I think you can probably grow whatever you want to, as long as you can keep the dogs out of it. So I may look into getting into doing a little gardening and stuff like that. But like I say, it's just hard to stay motivated. And then as soon as them dogs get in it and tear up my tomato plants or something, I'd be done with that too. So I don't know. Who knows? I do know that I need to do something. So I'm gonna start going to them quiz nights again. I talked to Simon. They're gonna have one, I think, next week or the week after. I'm gonna start hitting them pretty regular. I don't know. I may hit him up. I think he went and done a bingo night at Fibber McGee's, and I know that's some more just sitting around, but it get me out of the house, and I think that'd be good for me. Like I said, I just hadn't had a whole lot of energy to do a whole lot, so I had even just getting out will help me a little bit. So I may ask him how that deal went. If that's something that's that he would go back to, I might look into that, checking it out too. But if y'all have lived in the Philippines or a foreign country or whatever, and know of little hobbies or things like that, shoot them down in the comments. I'm making me a list of stuff that I think I'd be interested in. I've got this hole where they pull that tube out of my stomach. It's finally healed up where I think that was another reason I didn't rush back to go to Forest Camp or the hot springs. I had that hole still in my stomach, and when I went to, well, I still had the tube in when I went to Mexico, but they pretty much warned me to stay out of the water, even in the bathtub or shower. They wanted me covering it up, but it's pretty much healed back, so I can probably get into some water and it won't hurt me. It's been long enough. I'm kind of proud of myself for not rushing back and jumping, because I love the water, folks. I really do. We do have a brown out scheduled for Sunday, I believe. That's another thing. I just stumbled across it and I asked Trina, because she knows I hate brownouts. I said, you got to warn me about these brownouts, because we got to go stay at a motel or something, because I can't do 12 hours of just sitting here at the house. You know, just no AC, no air con, no fan, no Wi-Fi. You know, but if you get out of the house, it goes by 10 times quicker. Even if I was at one of these beach resorts. Used to go to Caesars quite a bit, but I got to looking on their little website or Agoda or whatever hotel app I was using, and they're about twice as high as they used to be. So I've got one. I'm not ready to put the name out yet, because it was good to me, and I don't want it to get fully booked before I get a hold of him. I tried calling him yesterday, but I guess he was out of the area, because it just went straight to a voicemail saying that he was out of range. But I've got a place that's got a backup generator and a swimming pool and all that. So I'll either be at the beach or this little honey hole that I know of. I'll let y'all know more about it either when I'm there or after I'm there. I hate brownouts. If y'all know a good Facebook group, like I say, I just stumbled upon it. As a matter of fact, I seen where an expat had asked the question, is there still a brownout? Because this wasn't going to be a scheduled one. This was actually scheduled for sometime last month, I believe, or maybe even July, and they changed it till this Sunday. So if y'all know of a good Facebook group that lets you know about all that stuff, please leave it in the comments too, because I don't want to wake up and there not be no electricity, and I'll be the only foreign guy in the Philippines or in Dumaguete that don't have a place to run to, because everything's booked up. But I know there's lots of stuff that you can do for free just going to the beach. But I like to have a place where I can get out of the heat, charge my stuff with a generator and that kind of stuff. May even look into buying a generator. I don't know. Anyway, folks, that's all I've got. Stay motivated. Stay healthy. I'm struggling with these cigarettes. I got so damn irritated the other day. I walked down the store, bought me a pack of cigarettes. Kind of got to hide them, because she didn't want me to start smoking again, and I don't want to either. So I smoked maybe a half cigarette on the way back, and it tasted like shit. And as soon as I got to the house, I confessed. I said, I bought these cigarettes, take them from me, hide them from me. And she did. But this snuff, I've been chewing this nicotine gum. I've been, and I know what it is. I've got it in my head. But when I give up smoking, I want to eat. And now that my weight is starting to be a concern to me, you know, it's just hitting me at all in. So I want to eat, And I told her, I said, boy, I wouldn't have to worry about getting fat if I was smoking. You know, I'd just throw in any kind of excuse in the world at her so I could have me another cigarette. But she's staying pretty strong. Like I say, I gave her the cigarettes, so I don't have control of them. And it tasted like ass anyway. You know, I hadn't smoked in 4 months, and then had that stupid urge and bought that pack, and it tasted like crap. So I thought if I get 5 or 6 cigarettes deep in this pack, they'll go tasting just right again. And I'll be back on that death trap. So trying to avoid that, really am. I did break down and smoked one today, but in total I probably had 3 cigarettes in 3 days, and I don't want to go down that road again. I really don't, folks. But every damn show I've been watching, they've been smoking or eating, or you know how it is. You know how it is. So I'm going to have to watch that. But anyway, folks, that's all I got for now. Appreciate everybody watching. This is Brent's Tripping. Peace.